Good morning, everybody, and hello. This is Lainey from Hilltop Home Place. I'm gonna be back for a little while to do a series of videos for you guys, if that's okay. I had kind of stepped back from my channel back in March of last year, did a couple of little videos after that to show you some things I was building in case that might help somebody, like a clothesline, a freestanding clothesline, a backstop for my grandson, and just a couple other little things. But for the most part, I had kind of stepped back from my channel last year. I always can tell when God's working in my life, because when things feel peaceful, they're usually the right thing to do. When I feel chaotic, I know I'm kind of fighting against what God wants me to do. And at that point in time, which I didn't say when I was doing the video to tell everybody goodbye, but at that point in time, that day that I kind of signed off on my channel was my son's birthday, my son who I had lost in 2008. It's never easy to lose a child. It's never easy. But for some reason, I didn't really realize it at the time, but for some reason, 2025, which was year 17, was a year where I was going to deal with a lot of things with his death. I didn't really realize that, but I knew that in my heart, I kind of needed the time to think and to step away from the commitment of filming a lot or worrying about YouTube, worrying about views or comments or anything like that. And some of that kind of consumes you when you do have a channel. But in my heart, I was just like, I need to let things go and step away. So I did. And that's when I realized after that why I did that and what all was going on. God just really worked a lot of things to his good in the following months after that. I had always said that I had a big story to write about my son, but that God really hadn't cut me loose to write it yet. I always knew it wasn't time, and all of a sudden it became time. And so by the anniversary of his death on June 18th, I had written all about his death. No one's really seen it. I don't know what God wants me to do with it yet. So that part is just waiting. But I know it's what he wanted me to do. I even asked him, I said, I feel like you're wanting me to write about it now, but I need confirmation to make sure, because once you write things, once it's out there, once it's on paper or saved on your computer files and stuff, something may happen to you and other people read it, and it's like you're putting your heart out there. And so I always was leery to write things down on paper until I knew God wanted me to. And so he sent a sign. It was a very beautiful story. I will probably get to that, to telling you about that at some point one day. Right now, I'm just asking you to trust me that 2025 and into now, which it hasn't been a year yet since I let my channel go. I let it go in March of 2025. And in just a few days, that March deadline, that year since his birthday, will come around. So when I say this year has been a time of God bringing a lot of things full circle for me, I'm talking about the year between when I let the channel go and now, not necessarily calendar years. But I have a beautiful little story today I want to tell you about something else that God brought full circle in my life this year. And it was just another sign to me of what all he had been doing. As a matter of fact, I laugh about it. It's hilarious. And it's just a story of a cow. Of all things, God can use anything to do whatever he wants with. And of all things, a cow. This is the story of Eula Mae McEntaffy III. After I lost my son in 2008, late that year, I began to have a booth at an antique shop that my aunt owned. So I did that for the next few years. A lot of what I did while I had that booth was to build some furniture, built a lot of furniture actually, and I painted pictures, a lot of pictures, painted on cabinet doors, painted on canvases, other things, and just created art. I did a lot of this to have merchandise for my booth, but a lot of it too was to just help me have something to do with my hands and my mind so that I wouldn't sink into depression and I wouldn't dwell on everything that had happened in our lives. So I painted a lot of things. Through those years, I sold a lot of those things and never thought about them again. But one thing I painted in 2009 was a cow and I named her Eula May McIntaffy III. Now, I had painted a lot of things, and I always just kind of painted them with the intention of selling them, letting them go, never thought about it. But what happened when I painted her was she started kind of taking on a personality to me when I was painting her. I had just saw a picture on the internet of a cow. I thought it was pretty, so I said, let me paint that on a painting and sell it. Well, as I was painting her, she just started coming alive in my mind. She just started having a story. And I thought, this cow needs a name. So on the back of the canvas, on the wooden part, I wrote Eula May McIntaffy III. And then after I named her, I just started thinking, what's her story? She looks so dignified. And so then I thought to myself, well, she's an upstanding citizen in her community. That's what she is. So I'm going to put a hat on her because on this particular day, she was going to church to have her picture made. It might sound crazy, but that's what I thought when I was painting her. I thought, you know what? She's not just your ordinary cow. She is a divine bovine that is a member of every civic and church organization in her community that would allow cows to serve on those boards and civic organizations. And I thought she is an important person in her town, and she's going to have her portrait made. So if a woman that had dignity and standing in a community was going to have her portrait made, she wouldn't just do it casually. She would put on her best hat. So I put this hat on Eula May and finished my painting and put it in my booth to sell. I didn't know if anybody would want it. I didn't know if anybody would care. I thought people might think I was crazy, but I loved it and I loved her, and she sold within a day or so. As soon as she sold, I regretted selling her. I thought, why didn't I just keep that for myself? I had even painted the edge of the canvas to make it look like she was framed in a wooden frame, but really it's just a painting on canvas. But in my mind, it was her portrait. And I thought, gosh, I wish I hadn't sold it. Well, through the years, I kept thinking about her. Just every now and then I would think, I wonder who bought Eula May. I wonder where she's hanging right now. And when the great flood of 2016 hit Louisiana, hit our community, so many people flooded, I thought about Eula May. And I thought, I wonder if she made it through the flood. I wonder if whoever bought her had their house flooded, had to gut it, all that stuff. Where's Eula May? I wonder if she made it. I didn't know. And I even started to do a video on this channel a while back just to put it out there for everyone to keep their eye out for Eula May. But I didn't have any visuals to show you all because I had not taken a picture of her, and I didn't know if it would hit right to do a video about a painting when I couldn't even show you any type of a visual. So I didn't do it. But guess what? Eula May has come home. Let me tell you some more of the story of how she made it back home. After 10.5 months of our daughter and her family living in a camper on our property, and my second bedroom becoming my son-in-law's home office, and my third bedroom becoming my granddaughter's bedroom plus the playroom for the boys, I was ready to reclaim both of these rooms recently when they bought a home and moved, and I was ready to turn them into some beautiful spaces that I could just kind of enjoy and find peace in. I decorated both of them. I'm happy with how they came out, and everything worked out perfectly. But the cream of the crop was, all of a sudden, right as I was finishing this, Eula May came back into my life when I went into an antique shop and my daughter spied her on the wall for sale. We were walking around and just looking, and all of a sudden my daughter hollered, "Hey Mom, I think you painted this painting." So I came around the corner, I walked down there and looked, and I said, Eula May. It was Eula May. I had to buy her back for $20, but I did it gladly. I couldn't believe we found Eula May at the antique shop in Amite, Louisiana. She's home. Eula May made it home just in time to be included on the Wall of Fame. I was arranging pictures for this wall, and she made it. I wanted this whole room to just be full of things that I loved. So for her to come in at the last minute was just icing on the cake. It was wonderful. I made a coffee table for this room. I wanted to do things that meant a lot to me and that were just kind of me all through the room. I put together little pieces, little vignettes from antique shops and other things that I just already owned. I've tried to fill the place with pictures of birds because my grandsons love the bird app and love to listen to birds with me. I love that so much. I found some pictures of owls at a little shop and I bought those because my grandsons love to go outside in the evening with me and look for owls. We found them up in the trees, took pictures just like this one right here. They're just staring at us at night, but the kids love the owls. I want pictures here that mean something to me. This is my great grandmother, who I never met, but now I live on the same road she did. My other grandmother painted china. She did beautiful work, and I have several pieces of those displayed in here. I love to look at them, and I love to have them out where people can see them. This is a little box of my son's full of religious articles and memorabilia. I want things like that out, and like my seed catalogs. And I have a comfortable chair I can use to sit there and look at those in. I picked up a few things at Home Goods, some newer things, the little shelf here, the footstools, and I even took the time to pick out a doorstop that I thought would look good with my rug and just kind of be a pretty thing in the room. The coffee table I made gives me more surface to display pretty items, just things I'm collecting, and I like to use every little space I can to bring in some life, like the pillows and the chairs, the little tchotchkes you put on the nightstands and the little side tables. Some of it means something to me, some of it is things I just bought, but I think it's all beautiful and I love to use those items. I tried to use different textures and things, like this is metal here, and this is handmade pottery here. It's made by a Baton Rouge artist named Deborah Luke. I love it. I've had it for years. I try to use all the different kinds of textures and materials, different frame depths and all. It just gives your room life when not everything is matchy-matchy. I like this kind of decorating. This is what I like to do. It's a collection. Yet you can have new things in there too, but it's not overly curated. It looks like you collected things over time. My little office area is just functional up against the wall, but it has everything I need and I love it. I made that desk as well years ago. I even love my rug. The rug is what to me pulls it all together. In any room you're decorating, the rug pulls it all together. But most of all, what I love the most is that now Eula has come home. She's home now. I don't have to worry anymore about who bought her. I don't have to worry anymore about whether they appreciate her. I don't have to worry anymore about whether they get why she's wearing a hat or wonder what in the heck her story is. I know that the person that has her knows all that now, and that person is me. She's back home. She's where she belongs. This year has come full circle for me, and Eula is a big part of that. Thank y'all for joining me for this little story about Eula. This is Lainey from Hilltop Home Place. Y'all take care.